What's going on, YouTube guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. It is your boy Pokestocks, and in today's video we're going to be diving into the best investments that are really underrated right now, and I'll be going more so specifically what I mean by that. I'll define that, and of course guys, I gotta go ahead and plug the Discord if you want to go ahead and join. Looks like we just had a new chat seal. I feel a crash coming, not gonna lie. We'll talk about that as well. Why not? That's a great conversation starter. Thank you, JDV. Let's actually hop into that. So I feel a crash coming. Hold on, guys. I gotta throw it out. I'm not a financial advisor. Take this for your own advice. So thank you. But now getting back to that question. This is so random. I was not even wanting to start off the video like this. Well, do I think a Pokemon crash will be coming shortly in the market? Here's what I can tell you guys, because I know this is a very big topic, and this is actually a great thing that he brought that up, because it's way more important to realize, guys, that to be more humbly in investing, because at the end of the day, you don't know what's going to happen in the market. Do I think that the Pokemon market will be falling in August, and more so importantly this month? I would like to argue no, and the main reason why I support that is just due to the fact that, just give me 1 second. So just looking at the market as a whole right now, I think we're holding on a pretty good budget. You know, if we look at sets like Evolving and Prismatic and Journey, and not Journey Together, I really shouldn't say, but, you know, Destiny, guys, you know, we're seeing still massive pumps in these sets. So I really don't analyze or predict that we're going to see a market fade or a market crash coming anytime soon. Looks like we had some responses. It won't crash. Just watched a video about why crash isn't going to happen. And yeah, I mean, if you were to go more specifically and look at the Pokemon market as a whole right now, I don't think a crash is going to happen as a market as a whole, you know, including everything. Of course, few sets, guys, and few things do happen, of course, just in terms of, you know, that's a healthy market, right? Having some sets crash, having some sets skyrocket. But in terms of the whole market, I don't think that's anything we should be worried about as of right now. I said this in my previous videos, you know, I don't see any sunlight on the horizon just yet, guys. What I mean by that is I don't see any MSRP prices coming back anytime soon. So I thought differently around 2 months ago when Journey Together came out and we saw prices become very affordable, and we saw ETBs, and we're still seeing ETBs, guys. You know, lowest listing $65. That's actually very close to MSRP, and theoretically speaking, that is kind of MSRP, because Target, I believe, is charging like $60 for Elite Trainer boxes, and if you can pick it up for an extra $5, I mean, that's not even that bad of a snag. So you know, when I saw Journey Together came out, I saw some light on the horizon in just terms of, wow, we are actually becoming very cheap. And then, you know, Destin came out, Black Bolt White Flare came out, and then we saw promos skyrocket, and then Evolving Skies is now pushing almost 3,000 a box, and it's like, damn, not anytime soon, yes. The light went away. However, let's hop into this. So we're gonna start this set with Journey Together. I really do think that Journey Together, as of right now, guys, is a very great opportunity right now. I mean, regardless of the pricing, you have to realize that from now moving forward, you know, I heard a lot of other YouTubers say this, we're probably never going to see $100 booster boxes ever again, and I really do think that is accurate, because, you know, back then when we had Paldea Evolved hit 100, Scarlet and Violet Base hit 100, and, you know, we really don't see any, guys. We've not seen any booster boxes at all in the market hit below 200 right now. They're all above, and they all keep pushing for higher. But Journey Together is a great example that this might be our most affordable set yet. And I know that a lot of people don't like Journey Together, but it's actually a very strong set, more stronger than you might realize. I sort of think this is the Fusion Strike in the Scarlet and Violet era, right? I mean, you know, we have the top chase card, guys, just being $125. You know, if we look at Destin, we have the Team Rocket's Mewtwo around at 400. If we look at Surging, that is pushing like 300. Prismatic is pushing 1,000, and we still have the Luis Clefairy right now at 125. So still a very solid push right now for an investment. When I went to the card show yesterday, I was looking to pick up a mint copy of this. I ended up passing just due to the fact that, you know, I ended up buying other things, which I've explained in my past videos. But I ended up picking up a enhanced booster box, and I have no regret in doing this, because if we look at the growth, it's up 7%. I really don't care about this growth right now. I mean, I hope it continues to get cheaper and it crashes more, because that means more so of a buying opportunity. But we literally, guys, Journey Together has been one of those few sets that just has stayed under, you know, under 200. It's been going up to 199, and it's one of those few that I could have talked about, man, and said it's the cheapest booster box in the era, and it's one of the newest. So I ended up picking up an enhanced booster box, guys. Why is the enhanced booster box cheaper than the regular booster box? I still don't know the answer to that. I guess more so quantity out there is just a lot more than the regular. Guys, listen, I'm gonna say this right now. Don't be stupid. Buy the enhanced booster box so you get the promo, bro. Please do that. You're gonna be really stupid if you don't. You're literally getting yourself a $30 profit as well. from that. So, I really do think, guys, Journey Together is a very, very good set. And I'm looking to pour more money into it. I think, in my opinion, it's actually going to become cheaper as time goes on, because when Pokemon does another massive reprint of this, prices are going to drop again. And I right now think they're kind of stagnant, and they're slowly picking up just due product being dry in terms of the market as a whole. But, there's still a lot of potential in this set. And regardless if you're a believer or not a believer into it, you cannot deny the fact that this set is very, very cheap and very affordable to pick up. So that's my throw out right there, guys, for in terms of Journey. Now let's talk about Vivid Voltage. I talked about this literally in my last video. I just got done recording a video, and I finished off talking about Vivid Voltage. I do want to say one last thing, is I already talked about 10 minutes about this set now. I do think that Vivid Voltage is hands down the best Sword and Shield investment for affordability right now. Because at the end of the day, guys, I know that set is really, really bad, but please hear me out. Please put your ego and investment side to the side right now and just hear me out as a human, I guess. We have a Pikachu. When we usually have a chase card, guys, of a Pikachu, the set tends to be very protective. What I mean by that is it's not a weak set. It has a Pikachu in it, so it has that aura. Pikachu's a face on Pokemon, right? It's a very protective card. And we have the booster boxes, guys. If you really click on the booster box and analyze the growth, it's up 67% in the past year, which I get is a very, very weak. We have not really seen this thing push very high numbers, but it is still growing. I mean, really have not seen any red graphs with this, and I think it's going to continue to push. It's a very, very solid and safe investment, and to be completely honest, I don't think this set will get a massive surge. I don't think it will get a massive pump, but what I could tell you guys is that this set will become very scarce in the future, especially the booster box. And why do I argue this? Is because you have to remember, right? Regardless if people like Vivid Voltage or not, people are going to need it in their collection. I know a lot of YouTubers and a lot of collectors who like to collect all the booster boxes, right? People need booster boxes, guys, of Sword and Shield Base, Rebel Clash, Vivid Voltage, and those sets that I just mentioned are very, very weak in terms of quality, but they have the booster box, and people need them in order to have the whole set, guys. So remember that. Vivid Voltage, I think, is better than Rebel Clash. I think it's better than Sword and Shield Base, just due to the Pikachu, and it's still very, very cheap. So it's a really good box. I was going to end up picking up a booster box yesterday, passing on it because I went for the Journey Together. The Journey Together, in my opinion, was just, I got a really good deal on it, so I ended up picking the JT one. I also, guys, did not bring a lot of money because I don't have a lot of money right now, so I'm picking up what works for me. And I still, listen, if I had an extra 200, I definitely would have picked up a Vivid Voltage booster box, threw it in my collection, and I'd be very, very happy with that for sure. Now, guys, let's go ahead, and I talked a lot about Destined Rivals. I'm sort of all destined out right now. I do not really want to talk about it, but I do want to talk about Prismatic. I do want to go over this set just in terms of where we're seeing it right now. I'm not saying, guys, that this is an underrated investment. This is really not part of the video, but I do want to talk about, where we see Prismatic as a market. If we currently take a look at the 1 year graph, just to really zoom out, guys, it's very important to get refreshed on these sets, so just stay here with me. I think of Prismatic Evolutions right now is what I like to say. It's going through a bumpy ride. The past 3 months is a great example of how Prismatic has actually been performing. As a lot of you guys know, when we had the Costco drop, prices dropped dramatically. They dropped very, very weak. I mean, it was a very, very big topic. Everyone was scared that Prismatic was actually going to fall very, very low. But obviously, now we know, guys, for a fact, right, that prices picked back up. They actually shot all the way back up to the normal pricing. And then when we had, Sam's Club come out, bro, it dropped again because Sam's Club, had a lot of quantity. And now it's starting to pick back up, right? I mean, boom, boom, boom. Two major dips and then 2 major pickups. So if we really take a look at the past 3 months, guys, I think Prismatic Evolutions, and I got a comment in my last video saying this, they'll never fall below 100 for the ETB. And in all honesty, as crazy as that might seem, that's a very, 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 very arguable point, and that is kind of solid. I do think that Prismatic ETBs will always have that safety net on them. Now, studying the market, guys, of course, my answers and my stuff always does change because as an investor, right, you can't always be one-sided because you could be wrong, right? And here's what I can sort of say about Prismatic Evolutions heading into this year and most importantly this month. I do think that Prismatic Evolutions will be a very, very safe set to invest in, guys, for long-term growth. I mean, look how good the market's reacting. I'm not saying to pay over MSRP. I'm not saying you have to buy scalping prices, right? If you want to be patient, go ahead. I'm still being patient on this set. We still, guys, theoretically speaking, have 2 years of official reprint of it. It's been out for around 6 months now, so it is getting old. It is. Remember that. Nothing's gonna last forever. Instead of me saying 2 to 3 years when Prismatic came out, I can more so comfortably saying 2 years now because that's been out now. And if things keep going the way they're doing, even if things slow down, guys, I still think Prismatic will still hold this very high price point of $100 in ETB. I mean, it might go a little bit below that. It might even drop to 80 if we get lucky and a lot of hype leaves the market, but it will just always tend to be a very expensive product. If you think about Evolving Skies, right? Evolving Skies is a great example of, how the market reacts. Now look at Evolving Skies, man. The people who bought Evolving Skies ETBs, guys, for $100 when back then, when that was considered overpaying, look at them now, bro. They're now holding a $400 box in their collection just because they were patient. So if you think Prismatic is never going to be really affordable and you just want to get your hands on it and just throw it in your closet, then maybe picking up right now is not a bad choice. They're at a pretty low dip right now in terms of the market. Past month, I know if they have picked up, they dropped all the way to low to like 99 and then they picked all the way back up to 108, but I still think, guys, they have still a lot of long-term potential in it. I was at a card show yesterday. I was talking to somebody, and they're saying how Prismatic Evolutions, guys, will be the next Evolving Skies. And as crazy as that might seem, as it really doesn't sound like that, but it will. I mean, at the end of the day, it will become the next Evolving Skies. If you guys have not been paying attention, 2020, that crazy hype, Evolving Skies brought that, right? 2025, Prismatic Evolutions brought this hype. And, history does repeat itself. Remember that, guys. History does repeat itself. And I do think Prismatic will be hitting the Evolving Skies levels some days, for sure, in my opinion, of course. Now, I guess I could throw this in the video, but I do want to talk about the Prismatic Evolution Super Premium Collection, because it's one of those few products right now that tend to be very, very, how should I say this? They tend to be very, very protective. You think about Charizard, you think about 151. You buy this now, guys, you're throwing it in your closet, you're gonna see growth on it. I talk about this product a lot, so I'm not gonna talk about it too much right now, especially if you're a returning viewer. I have probably talked about this every single video at this point, so I'm sorry I'm bringing it up again. But I just do want to make one valid point, is I ended up picking this up, guys, for $180 last week, and it's one of the few products I ever bought above over MSRP, just due to the fact I'm a very, very patient investor, and I always like to throw out, what you guys might like as well. But I'm very happy I bought this, and I still have no regrets. I might have overpaid. I might have gave it the scalper guys some quick money, but I know long term I'm going to end up winning in this. If I had to put a prediction on this product, I do think by the end of 2025, yes, by the end of 2025, I don't think we're going to get really any more reprints of this, to be completely honest with you guys. I really don't think so. I could be totally wrong, but this is like one thing I'm kind of optimistic about right now. We might get one more restock, but I think one more reprint might be pushing it. I think this might be a $300 SPC by the end of the year. Which isn't crazy. It's not too big of a push, but it's more so of a sustainable push. And if that does happen, guys, that usually does indicate, a natural growth of just being there, less quantity of it. And people are still opening Prismatic. People are still opening all these cards. So people are still ripping this stuff open. I think the UPC right now is one of the best ways to go for opening. I mean, you get yourself a promo, 15 packs. Really nothing that bad for a very, very solid, guys, solid premium collection. Now, let's go ahead and talk about 151, Blooming, and Sea and Sky collection. These are the two products, guys, I really do think have very, very good potential in 2025, and most importantly, in the month of August. So we're going back to the premise of this video. Blooming Waters is a great example of, we see 151 guys pushing very high numbers right now. As a set, as a whole right now, where I believe we're starting to see 151 really take off this month, and I know a lot of people who are arguing this fact because, as a lot of you know, 151 will be rotating out of format quite soon. I believe so. If I did say that correctly, if I remember what letters rotate out, I do think so. Yeah, I do think 151 will be rotating out of format next year, guys. So it doesn't really have that much longer. And I think if you're bullish on this or not, we will periodically have more restocks of 151 in vending machines, maybe at stores. I don't know. But I don't see a reprint coming in 151 anytime soon. We literally, guys, have Mega Evolution coming out. So imagine how crazy that will be. And we have ETBs pushing all-time highs. So unless Pokemon just pull something out of their blank, then I think 151 is a great way to go. And most importantly, guys, the Blooming Waters. I mean, I'm not going to explain it because I explain this product all the time. But it just tends to be a very protective investment just due to the fact that you're going to see that this comes with 12 packs. And it's literally just packs, bro. It's just packs. It's a booster bundle on steroids, right? Exactly what it is. You really don't care about the promos in this. I'll be completely honest. I get this question asked all the time. Well, what about the promos? No, dude, no one cares about the promos. Literally, no one does. So you're just buying this for the packs. It's a very, very solid way to go right now in the market. Same thing, guys, with Crown Zenith, Sea and Sky. Simple answer right here. Same memo. You're just buying this for the packs. 14. Very, very solid way to go right now in the market. And there's really no regret in buying this stuff at all, because in the long term, you're going to know that it's going to be very, very well. Now let's talk about Evolving Skies. Did I already talk about Evolving Skies? I've sort of lost my mind because I've been recording like 50 videos today. Keep you guys updated on my life. I'm going on vacation, so I'm trying to record as much as I can, because I know on the plane and shit I can't be recording videos, so I'm trying to record as much now, so I do not miss a video, guys. I'm there for y'all. I don't know if I talk about Evolving Skies. Do I want to talk about Evolving Skies again? Nah, let's not. Let's talk about, guys, what I ended up picking up in terms of investments. Now, here's my take on where I see these cards going. So yes, yes. You guys did see that. I ended up picking up a gold Mew from Celebrations, dude. Hands down, one of the best investments I think I've ever made in terms of memes. If you guys are a subscriber on this channel, then you guys know that picking up a PSA 10 gold Mew is just like what I like to call a meme at this point. And I'm very, very happy I ended up picking this up. Very good investment. Going back to Celebrations, and just to talk about it right now, you know, we've had Celebrations pop very, very high, and the Mew, guys, the chase card from the base set of Celebrations has barely moved, and we're actually starting to see it pick up. I do think for the month of August, this Mew, more specifically the gold Mew from Celebrations, this one right here, in the raw and in the PSA 10, is going to go for a lot more than where we are today. If I had to put a prediction on it, I would say I'm more confident in the raw predictions, because I'm not too crazy, guys, about PSA grading. I sort of just bought the card because I want a PSA 10 version of it for the memes, because it's awesome. But if I had to put a prediction on the raw, guys, it'd probably be a $50 card by the end of August, and, you know, pushing the pricing up on the PSA. I don't know how much that will push up. I don't know my PSA pricing that well, but just having a PSA 10 copies, guys, of it is a very, very comforting thing to know, man. I wanted to pick one up for the longest time, and I finally did, and that got a lot off my chest, because I wanted to pick this up for the longest time. Because it's a meme, boys. It's a freaking meme. Now, what else did I pick up, guys? I have some slabs, if you guys are hearing that. Sorry about that, chat. I also ended up picking up the Umbreon, and, you know, the main reason, and I've talked about this all of the time, the main reason, guys, why I love the Umbreon from Brilliant Stars is really straightforward. You know, this thing just has so much potential in it, and I really do believe that this will be one of the most, protected, underrated, and what's a good way to say this? The most I don't know what word. I have to make something up. Maybe the best, not the best. I don't like using that word, guys. I'm so sorry. Let me think of a word real quick. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry, bro. I'm literally fucking going insane right now, dude. I'm sitting on this computer for like 2 hours straight recording videos, guys. I'm not hating my job. I love my job. I love doing this. But, you know, just doing this, guys, makes my mind go crazy. If you've made it this far to the video, I really do appreciate you guys. Go ahead and comment the water emoji, just a water droplet. That means I trust you guys. I appreciate y'all. You know, I just think the Umbreon, to go ahead and summarize it, because I'm just going crazy. I'm going to have to take a break after this. It's just a very, very trusting way to go, right? You could buy an Umbreon, guys, and I said this in my previous videos. You know, when was the last time you heard of a PSA 10 Umbreon VMAX in 2025? Regardless of the fact that this is from Brilliant Stars, the fact that you can still get yourself an Umbreon VMAX, you know, in a PSA 10, guys, for less than $200 is a steal, in my opinion. So if you don't have one of these in your collection, go ahead and get one of these as well. I still think the Sylveon, I still think, you know, a lot of these other products are very, very good. Also, way to go. I'm not saying they're bad. It's just, you know, I managed to pick up the Umbreon. It was one of the few things on my list, and I'm very happy, guys. Also picked up a Champions Path ETB, Enhanced Booster Box, as I was saying, for Journey Together. So very, very happy with my investments. I am kind of surprised that we did not get an Enhanced Booster Box for Destined Rivals. Honestly, kind of surprised about that, now that I think about it, that just due to the fact that Journey Together got one, but Destined didn't. What? Interesting. I don't know why they didn't do that, but they didn't do that. So, guys, that's going to go ahead and wrap it up for today's video. 20 minutes. Thank you all so much for watching. Have a great day, my friends, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace out.